Sitrep, it's morning of day 6. Foggy morning this morning. My tent's full of water, condensation. It's going to need some bedding drying out. We've got the coffee on. Okay, I'm getting ready to set off. I've just packed up camp, had my cup of coffee. That was a cold night actually. I woke up at about 2 AM. Sort of not even under the covers. I don't know how that happened. As a result, yeah, I was pretty chilled. I realised yesterday I was going through some videos and noticed that the audio on some of them have been cutting out, so that's going to be an explanation for why some of these are going to be overdubbed when I get back. I don't know what's wrong with the phone, so I've rebooted it. Hopefully it just needed a reboot, otherwise I'm going to need to keep each video clip to less than 2 minutes, because that seems to be the critical thing. So today I'd like to stay at Madura again, which is a free campsite right up on top of an escarpment, but I might actually get further than that, so I'm just going to start driving and do what I did yesterday, which was stop when I've had enough. It's quite early, so there's plenty of day left. So anyway, I'll get on the road now and keep you updated. Okay, so these are the driving conditions this morning. Hopefully the fog does clear, otherwise we're not going to be able to see much of the Great Australian Bight. And I am hoping that I'm visible from behind. I got the lights on, but because I'm only doing like 90 and it's a 110 zone, it doesn't take much if someone's really speeding to get up on top of me quickly. Okay folks, the fog has just cleared, about 30 kilometres ago. No, it was 30 kilometres of driving through the fog, is what I meant to say. So this here is quintessentially Nullarbor plain driving. It's the road's dead straight. I think I'm on the 149 kilometre stretch along this Australia's straightest road, but it hasn't been advertised, so I'm not entirely sure. Oh, and coming up here is a sign on the side of the road which is warning drivers that this road is actually used as an airstrip for the Royal Flying Doctor Service. It says RFDS emergency road strip 500 metres. Yeah, so Reflections, that was a really great camp. Excellent campsite. Here we go, the lines on the road. For all intents and purposes, you could be on a runway. But I went to bed and it was warmish, so it was about 10 degrees. And I had socks on, but I didn't have my Ugg boots on, which saved me in the last two camps, which were below zero. And I didn't have my warm hat on either, so. And then when I woke up at 2, with no bedding on at all, just lying there, my hands were frozen, and my head was cold, my feet were cold, and it was wet in the tent from the heavy fog. All my bedding's wet. Water literally, when I folded the tent up, there was water literally running out of it. So I'll get to camp a little bit earlier today and put it all up so it can dry out. Well, we're not on the 149 kilometres straight because we just went round a corner. So it's made a liar out of me. Yeah, car's running beautifully. I'm going to try and fix that worn coolant hose. Oh look, this is a viewing platform for the Great Australian Bight, so I'm going to stop here. I'll navigate this road, it's pretty rough. That hub knocking away. This road won't hurt it though. Famous last words though. Good place to break down though. I think these people might have stopped here the night. I don't see anyone on the lookout over there, and there's no one in the passenger or driver's seat. They're in their little caravan having a coffee. This part of the road's pretty lumpy, eh? Yep, they've got their little legs down. Nice place to stop. Good on them. Let's go and take a look. Okay. Little tiny bit foggy, but not. You can see the horizon. But it's crystal clear. But there you go. If nothing else, this will be a good test of the audio, whether it's still trying to drop out. Check that out, man. Check out what the fog's doing on the cliffs over there. I'll zoom in a little bit. to our vantage point up here and look back at it. That's pretty epic. Not sure how far west we can see, but certainly get a good crack at the view east. Oh wow. Get a gander at that. And that's the Southern Ocean. Keep going that way, you hit Antarctica. I'll take a photo of that too, it's awesome. Okay, well that's the view. There's nothing to see to the west. It sort of becomes Nullarbor again. Alright, stop recording there, take some photos and then head back. Okay, coming up to the border crossing now, and in Western Australia they've got fairly strict quarantine protocols, so you're not allowed to bring any fruit or vegetables across the border. I wonder whether my cauliflower rice in the packet is going to be confiscated. I bet you it will be. They've relaxed all the COVID restrictions there. I came across here in March, and you had to bring in your passport, which showed your vaccination status and everything else, to the police at the border. It was manned by the Rozzers. So quarantine checkpoint a kilometre ahead. Start bringing the speed down. And this is the border crossing. Catch you afterwards. There's a pretty part of the trip. So we're approaching the Western Australian border. I'm about, I think, 17 kilometres away approximately. The cliffs have given way to sort of more of a beachhead. Roads are glorious. Weather's nice and cool. There's a little observatory down there, or a viewing platform. Alright, signing off. Hello viewers. I thought before I do the border crossing I'd just grab some fuel and a bit of breakfast, and I was lucky enough to get Breakfast of Champions. The Kransky is making a comeback for the first time on this trip. Oh, it's cheese Kransky too. Beauty. Okay, I'm going to enjoy my Kransky before I get harassed by the quarantine officers. Okay, I'm on the move again. I just did the fuel calculation, and that leg was 8.83 litres to the 100. I don't get it really. It's completely still today. Flat road surface, cool temperature, and it's returned one of the highest numbers. Could the Bowser be in need of calibration? I don't know. Also check the battery. There was a concern yesterday because looking at the little aperture that gives you indication of the status of the battery, it was showing completely discharged. I check it now in the cold light of day, in the daylight, proper daylight, it's bright green, which means it's fully charged. So there's a hot tip: don't check your battery in low light, because it will look like it's discharged and it will scare the crap out of you. I think I might stay at Kaiguna tonight. What has happened is the clock has gone backwards an hour and a half, so I'm making great time. It's not even 10 o'clock and I've done the first 150 kilometers. So if I do, I can't stop at Madura. I would have loved to, but it's just too close. I'd be there for lunch. So I want to get a little bit further. Kaiguna, I think, and it just depends if it's too early in the day for that. I think I'm going to stay at a motel tonight if I can find one that's got a vacancy. It's only roadhouses from here, actually, in fairness. I don't think Cocklebiddies are also too close. Anyway, I'll work it out. But I've done 2 nights of free camping now, so I think it's time to have a little bit of luxury in a 2-star motel. Alright, sit rep. The cauliflower rice packet survived, so that's a relief. Honey, fruit, veg, all no-goes, except the packet cauliflower rice, that's fine. Alright, I'm going to get to Balladonia tonight. It's a roadhouse and it is 500 kilometers from here. So that's going to be it for a little while. I'll take some footage when we get to Australia's longest straight road. I want to be interesting. So we're in Western Australia. And still on the Nullarbor. No. Yes? Well, I haven't seen a sign that says we're not. I think when we get to Euclid, that'll be the end of it. This is the Euclid Pass. And obviously the Southern Ocean ahead. No, we're still Nullarbor, even though there was a lot of trees around Euclid. And we have the escarpment up on the right hand side. So this must have been a coastal plain. Well, it is a coastal plain now, but it must have been where the ocean used to be. There's an intrepid motorcyclist. Loaded up, jeez. He was popping a wheelie, the back was so back heavy with gear. A place called Madura. It sits at the foot of that escarpment over there, and you can take a winding, pretty rough track up onto the escarpment and camp there. It's got really great views. of the coastal plain. Really nice roads. Beware, it's an unfenced road and we could have kangaroos, emus and camels. Alright, oh, we've also got another warning up here that this is a dual purpose highway for aircraft and for motor vehicles. RFDS emergency airstrip. Alright, I'm going to put you down. Okay, it's morning tea time at about 11:30. So I'm somewhere, I don't exactly know distance at the moment. Yeah, I've just been thinking about the situation. So every even fuel stop, it's used more than every odd fuel stop. That's one interesting trend. But the last few, it's used more than I'm comfortable with over a baseline. So, under the bonnet then, and given the idle mixture adjusting screw about half a turn to make them all run more lean, I thought maybe these things are spring. There's a spring, but they're spring secured, I suppose is the term you'd use. So in order to prevent the screw from backing itself out, they have a spring in there which puts some pressure on the threads so that it stays where it is. Now I just kind of thought maybe it's been slowly unscrewing itself, and it wouldn't need to unscrew itself very much to adjust, to throw out the mixture. So yeah, so I've just given it a bit of a tweak. I hopefully haven't ruined the tune completely. It's running well, it sounds good. So we'll just see how it goes. And I'll report back with some changed fuel consumption figures maybe. Anyway, coffee time and break. Yeah, I thought it was pretty unsatisfactory that I didn't know where I was, so I looked myself up. There's no reception here, so you have to use a Wikicamps app. So I'm at the Balladonia rest stop, which is about 40 kilometres west of Madura, and the next little outpost is Madura, and that's about 100 kilometres to the west of me. What I've decided to do, get things drying. That's my tent. That's the $14 tent. It's getting a really good drying, and it'll be dry by the time I finish my coffee. I've got blankets drying on the car, and the boot's open. There's a little bit of moisture in there too from the tent. So beautiful day. I'm in the full sun. Again, just wearing a shirt. It's not cold enough to warrant anything else. No jacket or anything. And look at the sky. Not a cloud in the sky. It's just lovely. And we're still right up alongside that escarpment. It's been a few hundred kilometres now, escarpment. Beauty. So we'll get into my coffee and then get back on the road. Okay, back at highway speed after that little carburetor adjustment, and seems fair. The smell of unburnt fuel is lessened. There must be a way for exhaust gas to get into the boot and then into the car, because with the corner light glass open, it tends to create a bit of a vacuum, I think.
Yeah, but I can't smell it at all. It's probably just carbon monoxide now. I just wanted to clarify a point with that carburetor adjustment. It's not an idle mixture screw. It's the mixture screw which you set at idle. There's only one adjustment. Well, there's two adjustments. One is the idle speed screw, and the other is the mixture. So yeah, you get it running optimally at idle, and then that's the mix for the entire rev range and load conditions. So yeah, this carburetor, it's an SU 1 3/4, I think, HF4, and it operates very similar to a typical slide motorcycle carburetor. So very simple operation, very easy to tune. I'll get back to it now, but hopefully that's going to make a little bit of difference and bring me back down to the 7s again. Alright, coming into Madura. Now, this is the place with the really nice camping spot up on that escarpment, up on the ridge. I'm going to get fuel at Euclid. So I'll just drive on through here. Pretty part of the world though, lovely. Just went to take flight. Here's Madura Pass. There's a little caravan park down there. Last time I was here on the motorbike trip, there was a dude that I'd come across who was riding a BMW R90, and he stayed there. I think it cost him $40 or something for an unpowered site, and he went up onto the ridge to take some photos, and that's where I bumped into him again, and he couldn't believe the view and the lovely spot, and it was all for free. Okay, we're arriving at Euclid. Gonna get some fuel here. I might take a bit of a bite to eat. It's 20 to 2 Perth time. Something funny went on with my phone too. It changed time zone and then it changed back. So it's 45 minutes ahead of Perth currently. There's your roadhouse. Gee, someone died there. Bloody hell. Truck driver. Okay, I'm gonna shut it. Okay, sit rep on the Euclid roadhouse. Just fueled up. And got some chips and a drink. Now it took 20
23.8 litres. And that was for 284 kilometres. So I might have been onto something with that tune up, because it dropped, the fuel consumption dropped down to 0.39. And I made that tune about halfway, so let's see how we go on this leg. Might have saved myself a bit of money. Okay, off we go. Okay, here we are at 90 miles straight, Australia's longest straight road. I'm going to take a photo here, get off the road. 146.6 kilometres. Okay, now that we're underway on Australia's straightest straight, 146.6 kilometres. This is what it looks like. So yeah, it looks straight. It's pretty barren too, I think you'd agree. Yeah, the traffic's been good in my favour. Lots of traffic coming towards me, going east. When I say lots. Setrap, I've pulled in at Balladonia and I'm treating myself to a shower and a motel for tonight. So roughly 910 kilometres from Perth, which means that I can have a pretty solid day tomorrow. If I do roughly 600 kilometres, it'll just be a short hop home from there. So yeah, I did 693 kilometres today, so it's going really well. The fuel consumption with that slight tune, 8.33, so it's come down, which is really good. I'm tempted to give it just one little tweak, maybe a quarter of a turn tomorrow, and see what that does for us. But I'm going to get clean now, maybe throw the telly on, and just chill out. Catch you later.